today, trying to push their team to victory. It's Newton's Panthers going up against Rogers' Packers. With that, let's get you up to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where we welcome in our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Green Bay Packers.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. Everyone's got four.
On the run, this is Michael. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Tight is left. Hey.
319!
358!
On second down, here's Rogers. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Rogers finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
So on 4th down, here's Jake Shum to punt it away. Back deep for the Panthers, Ted Ginn. They'll need to get the play off quickly. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. They come out here in the eye. Now a first carry for Jonathan Stewart. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. When we look at this unit like we are now, Greg Olsen has become such a reliable target in this league.
Loves to be considered the #1 option in the passing game in the offense he plays, and he lives up to it. Knows the defense is set for him, knows how to beat them.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Watch left. Tight. Watch left. Easy.
They keep it on the ground again to Stewart. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
As I watch that play unfold, Stereotypes for being broken left and right. As a corner, you're often back there guarding against the pass. But how about that diagnosis and read and getting into the backfield and making a nice play and a tackle?
Watch tight ends. Watch tight ends. Tight ends right. Tight ends right.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Daniels coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Trevor Davis deep for Green Bay. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. And a great spot to start this drive from here. On the ground, it's Michael. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right.
319!
To throw, it's Rodgers. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Carolina getting set to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
You can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And the numbers down a bit from their Super Bowl year this season for Jonathan Stewart. Did have some injuries. He finished with 824 yards. 9 touchdowns, though. Good in that department.
When it's around the goal line, he's a terrific runner because he knows how to get there, and he can run through contact, run through trash, as we like to say. That's part of the reason he accumulates the injuries that he does, because he runs inside a lot and takes on those linebackers. But they're going to work on Jonathan Stewart in the offseason, get him healthy, and have him back ready to go for next season.
They go back to Stewart on first. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
And caught left side, Olsen. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Okay, I have to take a second here and talk about Greg Olsen, the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. 3rd straight year over 1,000 yards in receptions. And guess what? That's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. 3 straight years by a tight end.
That's really something. Now 31 years of age. They're going to need him next year to turn it around because a very disappointing season.
Not the season anyone expected, least of all the Carolina Panthers, but he's a building block that they can go ahead and get back to form starting in 2017.
Tight ends on the loosey. Tight ends on the loosey. Tight ends on the loosey.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Now Newton. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. A really nice gain of 25 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Newton to his fullback, Tolbert. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They stay on the ground. This time it's Stewart. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. And for Clinton-Dix, he had 80 of those tackles this past season, 5 interceptions. Got him to a Pro Bowl in his hometown of Orlando.
How about that? That's going to be an incredible thrill for Clinton-Dix to be able to come back to his hometown. He played at Dr. Phillips High in Orlando before going off to the University of Alabama and playing the Pro Bowl in front of all of his friends and family. And he's going to be a huge building block for Green Bay in 2017. Him at the safety position, they'll have to get better at the corners. But, of course, Clay Matthews is still there, too, terrorizing quarterbacks.
Hey, we got 3, we got 3.
They come out here in the eye. Now it's Newton. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
That was simply snap, rock, and fire. I mean, they didn't take long at all. Slant route, and I loved where he put it. He put on the body of the receiver low so that only he can catch it.
Yeah, I don't think there was any magical formula there. Defensively, that's just tough to defend.
Very much so, and that way it allows the receiver to keep his body in front of the defender and not allow him to go through him to knock the ball away.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. One receiver left, 2 to the right. Here's Newton. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Corey Brown, and it's 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. 3rd down here. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback. Doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
They'll send Ginn in motion left. On 2nd down, they run with Stewart. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Clinton-Dix there for the stop. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless 1st half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Tight right. That's it. 3 down. Hey, check. Lucky. 20. Back.
On 3rd down, Jonathan Jonathan Stewart. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come out here in the eye. Now Stewart on first down. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
We got 3. We got 3.
Now a 10th carry for Jonathan Stewart. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Jonathan Stewart taking it in from 4 yards out. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Over the middle here to Brown. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And that's one of his advantages of a passer is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways. All right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything. And sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
A dump off here to Stewart. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Third down now following the completed pass.
Strong right. Strong right.
Back to throw, Newton. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 4th down, and here's Grant. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Gano's kick is right through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They start the 3rd quarter on the ground with Stewart. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Hey. 4 down.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Completes it to Benjamin. And he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. Oh, he slipped right by him. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Now a handoff. It's Christian Michael. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a Green Bay first down.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost. You can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, there's something we haven't seen much of in this game, a really nice run. Do they decide to come back with it, or was that just a little flash, and maybe they continue to try and throw the ball?
And now the offense operates in the red zone. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run a toss play to Michael. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Michael taking it in from 14 yards out. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Packers. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punt it.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Mike Daniels in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. They'll come out in the pistol. There's Newton now on second down. They'll set up the screen for Stewart. Still fighting for more. And down he'll go at the 25. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion. Again, we'll see the pistol here. From the gun on third down, Newton. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Another pistol look here. Newton turns and hands to Stewart. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A strong running. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Hey, got three.
Now the inaugural carry here for Fonzie Whitaker. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They come up in an offset eye.
3 down.
Newton gives off to Stewart. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball.
Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
second down following the run.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's tied right there, he's tied right there. Hey, 4 down.
58.
Rodgers to throw on second down. And his throw here's incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd and short. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On 3rd down, it's Michael. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
4 down.
58.
6 guys.
They go to Michael again. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
4 down. Check.
18.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Switch. Hey, alert 3.
Now a give. It's Michael looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Get out. Oh. Easy.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
They run again with Michael. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Tackle made by Thomas Davis. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up their scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it, and they ran it really well and picked up a 1st down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed him to get to the corner.
Back to throw. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And down inside the 15 he goes. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Watch the slants. Watch the slants.
They'll give it to him right up the gun. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they? And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The defense in an enviable position here. The offense needs 13 yards. It's 3rd down.
Man, I got you.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And Crosby puts it through, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And onto the field, here come the Panthers. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going for the deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Rodgers to throw. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Rodgers. He's got time. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this one is incomplete. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Well, they held them to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at them. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They come out here in the eye. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. He gets it over the middle to Cobb. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Hey, we've got tight left, tight ends left. 4 down. 319. Check 59, Mike.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, he was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Watch 32. Watch 32. Single.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. This is Cobb with a catch right side. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
We've got a 3rd and 11.
Come on, boy. You better be ready.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Here's Jacob Shum now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Stewart is the lone setback. Now Newton with his first throw in OT. Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. That's it. 180. I got you, 88.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. He gets it to Brown, complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Double tight. Hey, you got 3.
Come on now.
Check.
180. Come on now.
Another run for Stewart. He's been busy and able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
check. 180.
47, Mike.
8.
SOS.
Set. Like 80.
SOS.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. This is Stewart again. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Jonathan Stewart, his 20th carry. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Set. 180. Come on now.
Show it.
20. 180.
Check 49.
On the ground, Whitaker. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Hey. We got three. Three down.
The handoff comes to Stewart. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff. This is Stewart. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The tackle is made by Micah Hyde.
Everyone's looking for the big runs, the explosive runs, the 20 to 30-yard plays. But anytime you're picking up good yardage and setting yourself up on down and distance, offenses love that too.
Ooh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
4 down. Check.
Set. 180.
Here's Stewart. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Hey,
Like 80.
5 yards to go for the offense. First down and goal from that 5-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
They run here with Stewart. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to...
And now with the time of the play clock almost up, Ron Rivera is going to call a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
They come out here in the I.
47 for Mike, boy, 47. Check.
Newton takes, and he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.